Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with my boys, Petey and Kyle. Say what's up, gents.
Hey, ready to rock.
Hey, we're doing She-Hulk, She-Hulk episode number 5. Mean Green straight poured into those jeans. So guess what's happening now? Titania is suing She-Hulk because she's claiming she has the copyright. She's trademarked the name She-Hulk, and she's just blowing it up. So hey, I'm gonna pass it on to the boys. What do you think about this episode? Was it all that you could think of? Is this She-Hulk thing running on all four cylinders, or what? I'm throwing it to my boy Cal. Cal, what's your take on this episode?
I'm gonna pass it to Sam.
Okay, so in this thing, basically, you already described what it is, but we get introduced to Mallory Book, who steals the show from the entire thing. It's a it's basically She-Hulk's lawyer who's helping her out. She's a no-nonsense lawyer. She has the greatest outfits on the planet, and she helps her through this thing. Now, She-Hulk ultimately tries to find, because it's a She-Hulk show, she finds some things out to help her thing that she went on all these dates. And she has a couple interviews where she has a bad interview where she's against it, and then she has one good one where she says something positive about it. So she kind of is able to keep it, right? But this has a B story, which is kind of the Edna from The Incredibles, where they spend all their time trying to getting the She-Hulk clothes, because every time we see her, she's in these big clothes. But it makes no sense that she has big clothes while she's She-Hulk, and she has big clothes while she's Jen. This
Oh,
is
she's
like,
not big clothes when she's She-Hulk. It fits her fine when she's
so it
She-Hulk.
doesn't fit her fine. That's why you think they're getting her new clothes, because it don't
Because when
fit.
she's Jen, it looks bad. But
No, it looks bad as She-Hulk too.
that's the thing. It does look bad, but it does fit her.
It's like it looks like a guy with the big, not with the shoulder pad, but it's just all. It's just not the cut of it is just terrible. She just got on some big and tall outfit on her, and it's just like, yeah, they got to go through. So they go through this whole thing of trying to find someone to do this who does superhero costuming, and they couldn't just go to the guy that's in the Daredevil comic books or
Well,
go to
wait,
Edna.
but this is West Coast, bro. West Coast.
But still, it's like it's really trying to do the Edna from the Incredibles, like all this stuff. They might as well just had the gay dude say, "No capes. We do not do capes." That sort of thing. So, anyway, yes, I mean, I don't know. It's for me. It was too close to the Incredibles, but I did like Mallory Book, even though it's a race swap, and the race swap done right. What
What's your
you say you wanted to see Mallory Books? We got to do this. I'm sorry. Do I have? Let me see. We have a picture. On this
Molly Brooks is the actress who played who was in Hamilton.
Hamilton. She's in. She's a good wife. She's just a
Best part.
talent. She's a great talent, and she carried the episode for the She-Hulk. But then there's, of course, a thing at the end to tell you who's going to be next, and we already know who the next guest star is. It's been telegraphed for who knows how long. Mars, you want to say who it is?
It's Daredevil, baby. Been saying for the longest. The man is there.
The
Huh.
man without fear.
The man without fear, baby. So I mean, how do you take those apples, Cal?
I like the choice of actress. I don't like the race swap, and I'm really looking forward to Daredevil in the next episode.
Daredevil. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they got to.
Daredevil.
I
Yeah,
mean, it's not. I mean, to be honest, nobody knows who Mallory Brooks. Nobody but knows Mallory Brooks in the comics, so
yes.
it's not gonna be a big deal. But they really have to start tamping that stuff down because it's just going to get out of hand. You have plenty of characters that you can put in there with a little research. I don't the
You don't
whole
want to draw. You don't want to draw the real Marilee with the scar on the face and whatnot. I don't want that.
you got you can the whole idea is if what character did you need to have here? Okay, you don't necessarily have a character that looks like the actress, but is there another character within this universe of 15,000 characters that you can draw from that you could put there? If the answer is no, then yeah, you create your own character at the end of the day because they're putting characters in there like they put the Wrecking Crew in there, and for what? So if you're going to use the existing characters just like for fodder, create your own fodder character at the end of the day. Doesn't seem any reason why you can't. and the whole, I'm just not with it at the end of the day, because some of the stuff I care about, some of the stuff I don't. But overall, you have the characters that you need, and I'm still, because they'll do something like the thing with the Little Mermaid, and I really don't care. But then they'll do a race swap with Danny Rand and decide that the guy from Snake Eyes is a new Iron Fist, and I'm up in arms. I'm ready to get a pitchfork and a noose and go after the monster.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not. The thing of it is, it's funny that I mean, she's a talented actress, and the thing of it is that I'm not necessarily for it, but it's just so ridiculous that they would pull a character from this thing to say that there's no real traction on the character, but hey, they gave you a name to connect to. But they've been race swapping this so late in the game, where when I usually argue with people about it, when people finally get up and not talking to you, Cal, but it's like they be up in arms about all the stuff that's happened before. Like when you're going to the Daredevils and you saw Michael Clark Duncan and say, "Hey, where are we gonna find the white guy that's big to be the kingpin?" It's like, you're sure you can't find an unknown to be the king?
Kong Bundy.
But it's like you can find somebody out there. Just a ton of people in what's the name? Even the Big Show was out back then. That's what I usually say. Like the Big Show was out there, and he's huge. So, it's it's one of those things where Hollywood is kind of. I think it comes from the brainstorming where they would just throw ideas, and then Hollywood saw that and said, "Why can't we just switch?" Well, you just want to use the talent, which is basically what they did. They want to use this talent. They want to have a connection to these things, so they just say call it a day. But the problem is now there's a She-Hulk filter that they use on Instagram, and it's looking better than the animation on the She-Hulk. So they better step it up.
Is a She-Hulk filter on Instagram that's better?
Yes, there is, and the women are using it. Yes.
Did not know that. That is wild. Totally wild. So I mean, hey. So overall, let's talk about this. Once again, we digressed into a portion that I don't think we really need to go into. But once again, let's. What was your take on the episode, Petey? Did you enjoy it or did you not?
I'm saying, are you okay? What are your thoughts? Are you okay with being an Edna episode? That it was just like Edna from the Incredibles, but done.
I think that type of character they've done in other shows, other than Edna from the Incredibles. You look at some other movies.
So you're saying that it's okay to just do another boring episode with a eccentric.
Am I going to answer? Or you're going to answer? I said that the thing is that you have.
I'm saying, is that okay? You can answer that part of the question, right?
I couldn't care less than that. It was a little funny. It's no big deal. I've seen that particular character over and over in so many different genres. Edna in older movies and stuff like that. You've seen these fashion guys where they're talking about this, that. So it's nothing. It's just a caricature. And so whether he's this guy Luke Jacobson or not doesn't matter to me. The same thing goes with Mallory Book. She's a minor character. I don't think that makes much of a difference.
Look. This is the thing. The key thing
is whether the show was interesting or not. And I thought that the whole thing that Titania was trying to trademark the thing. That's the key of this episode. She's trying to trademark it, and she's able to come back and show that she already was, even though she rejected the name initially, she stuck with the name, especially since it was on her dating profile. Boom. And so she ended up winning the case and holding on to her trademark. But, so I think that was funny the way they brought that up. Just a comedy, bro. Not a big deal.
You're saying you thought it was okay or cool, but you didn't laugh. You said a comedy. When you say comedy, there has to be.
Yes, I laughed. I laughed a lot.
You did not say. Have you laughed once?
Yes, I laughed several times.
What time? What joke?
The whole thing that she trademarked her name.
That's not laughing at those. That's a premise. That is a premise.
Well, when she had the big billboards out there, I said that's crazy. She's trademarking her name, and the whole thing when she had to come back and say in the court that that the reason she is really her name is because she was using it in her dating profile. It was embarrassing. I think Mallory no one would diss themselves like that, but she did, and she had to call all her guys up front and stuff like that.
I think in my mind, this is kind of taking where She-Hulk was in the Avengers when she first got there. It's kind of a person who was just able to change at will, to taking that and putting it into the Savage She-Hulk comic book, where we saw the struggles of Jen struggling with the She-Hulk, where it's more her the anger, like that, and taking over her life that way. Whereas now we're gonna have 9 episodes of her struggle being the She-Hulk. Whereas we're getting all these things to set up an origin story like all the rest of these things. And now they've already given us a hint of what's going on in the next episode. This whole building her towards a superhero, taking 9 these long ass origin stories. I can't do it. Just do the first thing and just do regular stories. You are now the Scarlet Witch. She wasn't the Scarlet Witch.
We're not talking about the Scarlet Witch. We're talking about She-Hulk.
I'm talking about 6 episodes to get to her accepting the name that she is the Scarlet Witch, not Wanda.
Hey, that's far better than the 22 episodes that you get on a normal CW to get to the end of the storyline. And they have to have a million fillers. Look, I think that's...
Million fillers? What are you talking about? The stories.
In the Flash, those are all to get...
I'm not using the Flash.
What we're talking about. And I'm just saying, they're doing a good job generally there. Is there a little bit of time to slow? Yes, of course. But these are basically, 6-hour movies that they're basically giving us?
No, nobody would sit through a 6-hour movie.
And that's why it's a miniseries. It's a miniseries. That's really what it is. They call a show now. It's just really a miniseries. It's like 6 episodes, 9 episodes, 30 minutes a pop. It's a miniseries.
They're going to do a 6-part to explain how Danny Rand turned from a white guy to an Asian guy.
No, I'm stuck on the race thing. I don't understand that. The question is if the story is good. Did you enjoy the story?
It won't be good because it won't have Danny Rand in it.
I'm not even talking about Danny Rand. We're talking about She-Hulk, and we digress. She-Hulk, okay? Once again, Kyle. Once again, Kyle agrees with me, and thank you, Kyle, for your silent support. I always believe in a silent majority. They will always agree with the right way, and so hey.
Did you say the right way or the white way?
I said the right way.
Okay. Yeah, I don't agree with you.
You're just disagreeing to be disagreeable. Okay? So don't even go there.
Don't agree.
So overall, the episode was, I say it's another good episode. Was this as good as the previous one with the little
no, not the Donnie Blaze or whatever it was. No, not that. That was terrible.
That had me laughing until those little demons started.
The only thing that made you laugh was Madison. That was the only good part.
Madison was great too. I like Madison.
That's the only thing that was good.
I enjoyed myself.
I renamed that one "Old in the City."
Wow.
Gosh. That's Patty Guggenheim, I think is her name. And she's a comedian. I thought she was good. So in fact, a lot of people liked her, and so people are like, yo, we want to see her back again in the
well, yeah, but what is the demographic they're aiming for with the show? And they're hitting that demographic every single week. That's why we get 9 episodes.
What demographic are they hitting?
Women and children.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, we all saw Ezra Miller, and Ezra Miller has been like literally screwing up left and right to the point that this dude has potential criminal charges coming his way. And Warner Brothers is like, look, we are not tanking this movie. Okay, why? Because they've looked at the movie, they saw the numbers, they seen the order reaction. They're like, no, this is hot. We got to get this out there. This is hot. So they do the same thing with these shows. There were only 2 shows that got those 9 episodes. WandaVision and She-Hulk, which means whatever they showed people, it resonated with them. So they were like, all right, look, we can get some more time out of this one. Because originally I thought with WandaVision, the fact I thought was that they needed more time with the other stuff. And so they said, okay, let's get a couple more episodes with WandaVision. And it was like, no, people just really liked the show. And then when it came out, it was the same thing. It did really well for them. This show probably going to be the same damn thing at the end of the day, or they wouldn't do 9 episodes of it. Everybody else, 6 and out. Okay, even the ones that I like, 6 and out. Even the ones that people said, hey, we really like this. Even like the big nerd gusher, Loki, 6 and out. But this one over here got 9. So obviously they knew what they were getting. They knew that they were hitting their numbers on it.
6 and out?
6 episodes.
I think it's talking about an average. You don't have to find out every episode.
I'm just saying, is it an average to score, or are you talking about the amount of episodes they did?
The amount of episodes.
Right, and I'm saying the episodes basically Marvel has a set amount of episodes. Some of them are broken up into 30 minutes, 45 minutes,
No. What
but I don't just is that what you're talking
of all the series they've done so far, 2 series have gotten 9 episodes. Everybody else has been six,
Yeah,
six
and
and out.
the episodes have been a little longer too. If you notice the time, take a look at the time. Basically, all the
I'm
same.
talking episodes. I'm talking episodes. WandaVision got 9. She-Hulk got
Right.
9, and then
What
the
I'm
numbers
trying
were
to
there.
say is they people already commented on this, and they're saying if you look at the amount of time of each episode, they
Mhm.
basically measure up the same amount of time. These seasons, all they're doing is cutting it differently, right? So you have 9 episodes, you probably have half-hour shows. You have 6, you probably have 45-minute shows. That's what I'm trying to get to.
All right.
Understand?
Yeah. So you agree with me? Good.
Oh, for the love of God! For the love of God! Okay, so look, we totally digress as usual. So hey, if
There
you
was
like
nothing going on in the She-Hulk outside
then
of
why talk about She-Hulk?
You
what
know what
else
they need to do?
happened.
They need to bring back what's his name? They need to bring back Donnie Blaze. That was the fire.
Oh God,
Okay,
he
so
is
That was
the
the
worst
hot
actor on
fire.
the planet. One of sorry, there's two. Him and his partner that was in. I forget that movie they were in, but we didn't have her part in any
Did you
G.
hurt yourself or not?
excuse me.
No, I don't
What?
think it's you. I think that's.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
What you sound like you want to fight now.
No, not at all. So listen, if you like what you saw, give us a thumb. If you like what you heard, give us a thumb up.
Well, you also talk about the hard part of this thing that's not She-Hulk, right? The part that's not She-Hulk is spending time with her boyfriend or or the guy she laid with, and hearing him say the She-Hulk is just ooh, and Jen, just a regular girl, and you see the She-Hulk shrink like some sort of Jen sink like some television personality, and just like that is not Jen or the She-Hulk. She would have tossed that guy right out the
Right, but they're doing
playing up of her being trying to get their insecurity so she can fully accept being She-Hulk at the end by episode 9. Give it a rest.
don't know what to say.
Well, I think we know how Petey feels.
I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say.
I know what to say. Donnie Blaze.
I've tried my best to work to walk you guys through this.
Donnie Blaze.
You guys
What,
just
that we had to spend that time listening to that guy on the stand saying how great the She-Hulk was in comparison to seeing what kind of dummy she's gonna change back to the She-Hulk when she wants. What guy says that after the first date? Keep that under wraps for a couple of years. Ain't no guy do that if you're into the She-Hulk. Some point you're gonna turn back. It's just like it's like the Seinfeld episode with the masseuse.
That
Right?
would have been hot. He should have said, "Call me when you turn back."
Oh, come on. That's not. Then you turn her into just like Wendy Williams and Eric B. Like, here, I'm renting a car for you. That sort of thing. You don't do. That's not the She-Hulk.
I don't know if Wendy Williams and Eric B is the analogy I would have come up with, but I am applauding you here for making that connection. See, that's why you tune into the Spinner Rack. We give you stuff straight out the box, straight out of the box.
well, once again, I'm gonna try to end this spinner rack
Out.
Whatever.
So spinner rack out.
Out.